What's going on, you guys? Today we're learning the song Pancakes for Dinner by Lizzy Mcalpine. Now, real quick before we get into it, I would like to ask that if you find this guitar tutorial helpful, that you please consider subscribing. That would really mean the world to me. Now let's get into it. You are watching Logan's Lessons. Now, the first thing you have to know for this song is that it is an E-flat tuning. So get your guitar tuned down and let's get started. The first chord we have in this song is a C major chord. To play a C major chord, we're going to place our third finger on the third fret of the A string, our middle finger on the second fret of the D string, and our first finger on the first fret of the B. Okay? Now, this entirety of the song is finger picked, going between the root note with our thumb, in the case of the C major chord, that is the A string, and then with our three other fingers, our first finger, our middle finger, and our third finger, they're going to be on the D string, the G string, and the B string. Okay? So we're just going to go thumb, and then your first, middle, and third finger together 3 times. 4 times. 4 times. So we're going to go between our thumb on the A string, down once, and then our first, middle, and third fingers on the D, G, and B strings, upward 4 times. Like that. Just like that, okay? So for the intro, we're going between the C major chord and an A minor 7. To play an A minor 7, it's really simple from the C major chord. We just take our third finger off, okay? Same picking pattern. And you just go between those two chords twice. And then we get into the verse. The verse starts out the same way. We're going from a C major, A minor 7, C major, A minor 7. But then it changes. We then go to an A7. To play an A7, we're going to take our first finger off of the first fret of our B string and instead replace it with our third finger on the second fret of the B string. So your middle finger is on the second fret of the D string and your third finger is on the second fret of the B. And you actually play the A7 twice. So you play thumb, these 3 fingers 4 times, thumb, these 3 fingers 4 times. Okay? So far in the verse, we have C major, A minor 7, C major, A minor 7, A7, and then you go to an A minor 7, just one time, and then we get to an F major chord. To play an F major chord, we're going to place our third finger on the third fret of the A string, our pinky finger on the third fret of the D, our middle on the second fret of the G, and our first finger on the first fret of the B string. Same picking pattern, you only go through it once though, and then to a G major chord. To play a G major chord, we're going to place our middle finger on the third fret of the low E string, our first finger on the second fret of the A string, our third finger on the third fret of the B string, and our pinky on the third fret of the high E. And the only thing that changes for the right hand is that instead of playing the A string as a root note, we're going to move it up a string to the low E string. We only go through it once. So it'll sound like this. And then we go back to a C major, which we go through twice. So to recap, we're going from C major to A minor 7, C major, A minor 7, A7 twice, then back to A minor 7, to F, to G, and then C twice. So the verse will sound like this. Then we get into the first pre-chorus. The pre-chorus starts with an F major chord, same picking pattern here. Just one time through, then we go to a G major, to a C major, but this time the C major, you just pick all of your fingers together. So the thumb, first, middle, and third finger all together, like that. Then we go to an E7. E7 is like the A minor 7, just up a string. So we put our middle finger on the second fret of the A and our first finger on the first fret of the G. Okay? And you just pick that one too, just like we did the C major. But I move my thumb up to the low E string. So we have like F, G, C, E7, and then we go to an A minor 7, but this one we pick. Okay, so we have F, G, C, E7, A minor 7. Then we go back through the F, G, C, E7, A minor 7. So that whole thing just repeats. And then we go, the third line's different. So we're going from F, G, C, E7 to A minor 7, but the A minor 7 you pluck, and you pluck it one more time. So you pluck it once, you pluck it twice, and then we go to a D7. So the third line's pretty similar, but the A minor 7's picking is what changes. You pick it like that. And then we go to the D7. D7 is going to be played with our middle finger on the second fret of the G string, and our first finger on the first fret of the B, and our third finger on the second fret of the high E. And you go through the D7 twice. To an F major chord through once. And then you just strum a G major. Like that. So the pre-chorus will sound like this. We're going from F, G, C, E7, A minor 7. F, G, C, E7, A minor 7. Third line is F, G, C, E7, A minor 7, A minor 7, D7, F to G. And that gets us into the chorus. But before we do the chorus, let's do that together one more time. The chorus starts on a C major chord. Now, the picking pattern is going to change slightly. We're going to go between our thumb and then the three other fingers just back and forth. So we'll have thumb, three other, thumb, three other, thumb, three other, whatever. And we're going to do that 8 times per chord. So we're going from the C major, then to an A minor 7, then to an F major chord, then to a G. Then you do that again, but there's only one slight alteration. We're going from C to A minor 7, and after doing the A minor 7 4 times, we're then going to go to the A7. Okay? Then we're going still to the F major chord. And actually the F major chord also changes. We do it 12 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, G. Like that, okay? So the chorus so far will be C, A minor 7, F, G, C, A minor 7, A7, F, G, and then we get into like the tag at the end of the chorus, okay? So do that part of the chorus with me one time before we get there. C, A minor 7, F, G, C, A minor 7, A7, F, F, G. Then the tag goes from F to G, like that. But But the F and the G each get 4 times through the picking pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, then C, E7, A minor 7, A minor 7 again, just like we did in the pre-chorus. So C, E7, A minor 7, A minor 7, okay? So that tag so far is F, G, C, E7, A minor 7, A minor 7, and then that's when it goes. And maybe I'll be brave, so F, brave. You go through that 4 times, and then we just hit the G. Just strum through it. By, then, C. And that's where the second verse starts. It's right after you play the C twice, okay? So the entire chorus will sound like this. We'll go from C, A minor 7, F, G, C, A minor 7, A7, F, F, G, F, G, C, E7, A minor 7, A minor 7, F, G, C. So the next verse, the next pre-chorus, and the next chorus are all the same, and nothing changes until the ending. The ending then does that little tag at the end of the chorus another time, and then after that, we change some chords for like the outro instrumental. The outro instrumental will go from the C major to A minor 7 twice. And then we go up to this D minor 7, which is your first finger barred across the 5th fret of your A string downwards, with your 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the D and your middle finger on the 6th fret of the B. Just play through it once. Then we go to a G major sus4, a G sus4. So we put our first finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string, and then our 3rd finger bars across the 5th fret of the A, the D, and the G. And you kind of pull off from that to your middle finger on the 4th fret of the G. And then we go to this chord. It's like a C add 9 with your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D, just like a C major chord, but then we put our pinky on the 3rd fret of the B. And that's the last chord. And that is how you play Pancakes for Dinner. If you have a song request, comment it or DM me. If you wish to be notified of future videos, hit that bell. I sincerely hope that you are well. Please do me a favor and hit that like button blue. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe too. I hope this video has been a blessing. You've been watching Logan's Lessons.